Hey, Steve here. I'm the wellness coach at Nature's Pure Blend. I'm also the director of customer experience. So it's my job to make sure that as you become a new family member, some people call it a customer, but we treat you like family. That's our intent. And that has been, I guess you would call it the secret sauce that has allowed us to have and be blessed with a level of success that we've now served over 500,000 customers over the last 6 years since we decided to create Nature's Pure Blend. If you've ever read our About section, you understand the reason why our company was created is because the co-founders just got tired of not being able to find a product out there that was a natural organic supplement that didn't cut corners, that didn't do extra fillers in there about different supplements that your body doesn't need that can be harmful, just trying to help the company make an extra buck, but not actually caring about you, the end user, the family member. And that's how we approached it differently, is we felt that as a family member, what would we offer to someone that we cared about, that we loved? And that's why when we come up with our products, we not only give you gluten-free, we give you organic, we give you US sourced only products that are then formulated and compiled inside of FDA regulated facilities. We do all that extra care because that's what we would expect between a family member. So we do that for you. That's how we created our company. But more than that, we actually give you all the details on the back about what the ingredients are. We don't hide behind some type of proprietary blend that allows us to not actually show you what's in there. We would do this for our family member. We want you to know exactly what's in there, so we give you the details exactly what it is. So what I wanted to do right now is, first of all, just say thank you for becoming a new family member. Thank you for being part of us. One of the things that we are really focused on is being able to use our website to communicate to so many individuals that we want to help and serve. So you can jump on there at any time, ask a question, but I wanted to really give you some really just basic tenets or guidelines of what you can do when you are starting to take our product. So when you get the product, now this is 70% of what we actually deliver. Most people love this. It's a blood pressure control. It helps you manage good, healthy heart health. It helps you also increase your energy, reduce your workout time, recovery time. And also, many of our customers say that it not only gives them clear thinking, so it helps them get rid of that mental fog, but the other thing that it does is it gives them a better quality of sleep. So it's really the miracle molecule that Dr. Ignario, that won the Nobel Prize for this in 1998, when he not discovered what nitric oxide gas was in the body, but he actually discovered how it signaled and formulated with him and his cohorts, and they ended up winning the Nobel Prize. 1998. So he called it the magic molecule. There is more research today that's showing that it's even more incredible than we could possibly imagine. So these two amino acids in our flagship product, what they actually do is they create what's called vasodilation. So they help inside of the arterial pathways, inside the blood vessels. They help to smooth muscle walls, to help them relax and expand. And in doing so, that means that the engine, the heart, is having to pump the blood and the oxygen to your muscles, to your bones, to your organs, that it doesn't have to pump as hard. Because why? Because the opening has expanded throughout the entire, if you want to call it like a water hose system in your body, called arteries. So that's really the simple methodology, and I hope it's not too simplified. But here's the thing, is a lot of people say, well, Steve, how do I take it? When do I take it? What's the right amount of dosage? Do I take it with or without meals or whatever? So I will tell you that if this is the product that you're on here, nitric oxide flow, this is a product that is best taken on an empty stomach. Rarely do I hear of anyone that has any type of upper GI gastrointestinal, not just inflammation, but just like heartburn. Rarely do I hear that. If that is you and you feel that that is something that's happening because of this, then you can go ahead and take it with a meal. But most of the time, you're going to reduce its effectiveness if you're taking it with food. So this needs to be taken on an empty stomach. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, what is the right amount to take? So on the back, of course, your supplemental facts here says that your serving size should be 2 capsules. And these 2 capsules are giving you a total of 3 grams combined of L-citrulline and L-arginine. Now, is that enough for you, or is that too much for you? And the answer is, It depends on your body. Every human's body has an entirely different ecosystem. Though we are similar to each other, our biochemistries are different simply because of our age, because of our hydration, whether we're dehydrated or not, depending on our diet. If our diet includes a heavy amount of alcohol, over caffeination, maybe too much ultra processed foods, all of those kind of things can have effects. And of course, not just having too many grains in our body, but also having too many of the wrong vegetable oils. Instead of eating the good, healthy kind, we are actually causing so much of our inflammation in our bodies that results in the form of disease, whether that's high blood pressure, insulin insensitivity called diabetes, all these other things, including free radicals that turn into cancer. All those things are in a root cause of inflammation. So how do you know what you should be taking that's preferential to your body? And the answer is, just because this is what the minimum effective dosage is supposed to be for people in general, it's not specific for you. So how do you decide what is right for you? And that means you're going to have to run a little bit of experiment. You're going to have to get something like a notepad like this, and you're going to have to be able to take a little extra time in the morning. If you already have hypertension, let's say high blood pressure, then you probably already have a blood pressure cuff at the house. That means, well, it may not be exactly as calibrated like one at the doctor's office, but what you're looking for is a baseline. So you need to take your spiral binder every day, write down the day, and you need to start doing this for at least the next month. And what you should be doing is writing down, first of all, your blood pressure reading. You should then write down what time that you're actually taking the nitric oxide dual combination of amino acids here. And then, because the L-citrulline and L-arginine take about an hour and a half to metabolize, you need to take a blood pressure reading 1.5 to 2 hours later for you to be able to tell if the dose that you're taking is sufficient enough for your body's biochemistry. What I mean by that is, if you're taking 3 grams, and let's say you're 60 years old, that means you're 30 years from the what I call the date. At age 30 is when our body stopped producing all of its own nitric oxide gas. So we don't need a supplement like this up to we're about 30. But starting at 30, we start with a natural deficiency over time that every year after 30, we have a 1% reduction in the natural nitric oxide that our body needs. So what should you be doing if you're 60 years old? I'm 57. That means I have a 27%. That's 57 minus the age of 30. 27 is the difference, times 1%. 27% is my daily minimum deficiency that I have for nitric oxide. That means that my arteries and my vessels inside of my body are causing this slow, gradual, not just a reduction, or called constriction, vasoconstriction. So the arteries themselves, the water hoses, if you will, of the body that are moving blood and oxygen to your muscles, to your bones, and to your organs, not only are they starting to grow smaller, means that your heart, the pump, the motor of your body has to push harder to get it to all points of your body. All parts of your body. So that's the vasoconstriction. But in addition to the vasoconstriction, the ongoing inflammation that comes from cortisol, the stress hormone that our adrenal glands pump because of our American lifestyle that's chronically stressed, financial stress, political stress, relationship stress, job stress, all the above combined together creates a compounding effect that means cortisol is a hormone that's destructive, that's constantly, chronically being pumped into our system, and that causes not just the closing or the collapse or the constriction inside of your arterial pathway, but it also causes the walls of your arteries to also become less flexible. I'm not talking about arterial sclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries. That's way down the road, that is chronic disease. But this is the beginning of that. So when you start taking a supplement like this, what you're going to see is not only is you're going to see vasodilation, but you're also going to see that in addition to the opening of the arteries, is you're going to see the smooth muscle walls to become more flexible. So it's a dual benefit. Now, How much does your body need? Well, you should set this up on a 7-day process. Okay, I learned this from some other individuals that are experts and help you get like a baseline. If you're putting down on your daily notepad that you pick up at Walmart, you're writing down the date, you're writing down your blood pressure reading, you're writing down the time that you're taking and the quantity. Let's say you start off with 2, and then you're taking your blood pressure reading 2 hours afterwards. That's starting to tell you whether the dose that you're taking right there is sufficient for your body's preference. Okay, so if you're taking it 2 hours later, you're not seeing the needle move, it doesn't mean that you abandon this process immediately. It means that you might just you need to chart it for 7 days at a time. Okay, so 2 for 7 days, and if you see no result averaged over 7 days, then that's a great indicator that your body is needing more. Now, can you go down with less? Can you do 1 capsule instead of 2? Absolutely. You just need to use the same process and take this consistently over 7 days to find out what your body's telling you that it needs. Obviously, your dollar gets stretched further if you only need 1 capsule instead of 2. So it's a great asset. Well, what happens if 2 doesn't work? Well, then you can bump it up to 3 and check that, but you need to do it consistently for 7 days. What are the other things that you should be adding to your daily log? And that's not only your blood pressure readings, but you should also be writing down kind of an idea of what you're eating and drinking, okay? I had a customer call in to support, asked for my help, and I found out that he was having 2 bourbons a night and a couple 6-packs on the weekend. And he was very irate that the magic pill that he believed nitric oxide was going to reverse 3 decades of poor lifestyle habits, including a regular, consistent amount of heavy alcohol. And the answer is it's not going to be able to defeat something like that. It's not a magic pill. It is a magic molecule. But yes, you need to make sure that your lifestyle is supportive of the time and money that you're investing to be healthy and to feel great again. So you want to put all these things on here, okay? What is your alcohol consumption? How much coffee are you drinking? What kind of food are you eating? Is it ultra processed, meaning that it's packaged? Or are you eating something that is single product only, meaning that if you're going to have salmon for dinner, the only thing that's in a fillet of salmon is what? One product, salmon. Broccoli, asparagus, those have only broccoli or asparagus in there. When you eat something that is multiple things inside of it, those are an easy indicator that I've heard from one physician after another that you're just having something that's ultra processed. That means there's preservatives and other things like that that are causing side effects in your body. Cut it out. You can change your lifestyle by simply becoming more simple in how you actually feed yourself. Water, increase your intake so you're hydrated. Make sure you're getting minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and others. You can get that from a good, healthy salt. And yes, by the way, it has now been proven that doctors have been wrong for about 30 or 40 years that reduction of sodium chloride of just salt is not necessarily the cure to high blood pressure. No, in fact, it's incorrect. It's the opposite. So you can go check it out, go do your research online, use AI to find out what is the correct amount of salt. It's not necessarily bleached sodium chloride, but you should have the entire gamut that's usually going to come from something like a healthy Celtic or a pink salt. What I like to use is it's a mineral sea salt that comes out of the Baja Peninsula, out of the Sea of Cortez, and it's called Baja Gold. I take about a half a teaspoon of that a day in the morning with my first couple glasses of water, and that gives me all of the minerals and the electrolytes that my body needs to build a good, healthy foundation. So if you're trying to change your lifestyle, you've got to do some small things. Jim Rohn called it small hinges move big doors, and if you will actually take these small little ideas like building out a 1 month with a 7-day weekly log like this, you're going to actually be able to look back. Don't trust your memory because your memory is biased. But if you write this down and you're writing down general idea of what you eat, what did you drink, when did you take your supplements, what was your blood pressure reading before and afterwards, and then also make some other notes. What kind of quality of sleep did you get? On a scale of 1 to 5, did you get a good 5? Or was your sleep, you were asleep most of the time, but it really wasn't good? Write those down because those are important indicators. They are subjective granted, but then you can also write down your quantity of sleep. Did you get 7 hours, which is your minimum threshold? Sleep is the most important thing that's going to affect your health. And if you're not getting good sleep, then you got to start focusing on how to get your sleep to that healthy level, because a lot of other things will fall into good form and fashion if you're getting that good sleep that allows your body to restore itself. So 7 hours is the minimum. So you want to make notes of all these, and when you change how you're taking, whether it's 2 capsules in the morning, let's say the second week or 7-day period, you want to find out, well, what if I decided to try 1 capsule in the morning and 1 capsule at night before bed? Could I do that? Absolutely. Okay. What if I wanted to change it, Steve, and I want to take 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 at night? All the above. There's not a right or wrong answer. It's you have to be able to use this kind of log system to find out what your body is telling you, what it says it needs. And in some cases, I know I've worked with some customers that they need 6 capsules a day. You say, well, Steve, where is the max? Why can I overdose on having too much nitric oxide? And the answer is, all the research that I've read says the upward levels is about 30 grams per day. So 30 grams a day. If you're taking 2 of these, that's 3 grams. So you would have to be taking 20 of these capsules. There's only 60 capsules in a bottle. So you would have to be taking a ton of these to get outside of the normal max ceiling. Okay, so no, going from 2 to 4 or 2 to 6 is not going to put you in an overloaded level or overdosing level. Now, if you're taking the powder version of the capsule version, it's the same product, the same 2 amino acids in here, except this scoop, it has a lemon lime natural flavoring to it, and this scoop has 5 grams. So if your body's telling you that you need a little more horsepower, the more economical way is not to go with more capsules, but to switch to the powder. Put that in water in the morning, because we all need water for hydration. Put it in your smoothie, put it in your protein shake, put it in your orange juice, whatever it is, but this allows you to get more horsepower at a better price per serving. Okay, so that's my solution. We also have a mixed berry. If you don't like lemon lime, we have a mixed berry flavor. Some people prefer that, but this by far is the most used. So I hope that gives you an idea of the time of day. You can mix it up. You can try a heavier dose in the evening, lighter dose in the morning, no dose in the morning, all in the evening, all of it with dinner. If you have upper GI type gastrointestinal discomfort, then you might just want to take it all while you're having dinner. It is a matter of keeping your log and then being able to reference back to your log after 4 weeks and being able to see, okay, what was helping me get better sleep? What was adjusting and getting my blood pressure towards that Goldilocks range of the 120/80? What was doing that? And then, could you go out another month after that if you wanted to tweak it more? Of course. But the bottom line is you want to keep that log so that you actually know what your body is telling you, as opposed to you just reading a generic label and go, well, it said 2 and it's not working for me. Well, your body needs more than 2 capsules. That's what your body's telling you. Not that 2 capsules is the wrong dose from Nature's Pure Blend. This is what we use as a baseline based on the scientists that we work with that creates our formulation. And it's usually the minimum effective dose, not the max. So remember that if you're needing something to actually move the needle to help you have healthier blood pressure control, it may mean that for a period of time, you may need a heavier dosing. And then as your blood pressure regulates and gets back to that healthy level, you have more flexibility in your arterial pathways. Then at that point, can you then come back and retest and see if you can reduce the intake of these natural supplements? And your body at that point may say yes. That's what it's about. So my name is Steve again. I'm the wellness coach here at Nature's Pure Blend. I've been spending 35 years doing my best to understand what's going on, to have a healthier lifestyle, and to help other people live their very best. That's what we do here at Nature's Pure Blend, is to helping you unleash your best self and to do it naturally by doing it daily. Thanks for your time. Call me if you need something. Support at naturespureblend.com.